Hi, I'm Bybreen Samuels and welcome back to another episode of Soul Stirring Astrology, where I give you my textured take on the world of astrology. So I've raised my head above the parapet for a moment to catch my breath because I've been working on something I've been really excited about, and I'm launching it in a couple of weeks' time, but I will bring you the announcement on the next episode. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you lovely people that I've been connecting with in terms of doing this research, having wonderful conversations with you all, so thank you very much for supporting me, and it's really lovely to know that you have also gained some value. So tomorrow we have this full moon that takes place in Scorpio, and it's quite an auspicious time with this full moon. I'll get into that reason for it in a moment. So the full moon, it's in Scorpio, which means that the sun is in Taurus, and both of these planets form a T-square with the North Node in Leo. And so what we have is this full moon that is in fixed energy. So it's very much whatever has been started needs to be solidified. With the moon in Scorpio, there is a sense that you may be trapped or wallowing or feeling some level of insecurity or attachment to past potentially destructive emotions and feelings, you know, the negative side of your emotions, and you may be feeding into that. And because it's a full moon, it's an invitation to start letting go of these feelings and emotions that are potentially undermining the new way forward. And the new way is being pointed primarily through the sun. The sun in Taurus is about this sense of gaining emotional security around the things you value. And that could be literally your values, and it could be physical and emotional security. So with Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, there's very much this sense of the practical application of your skills and talents, and in doing so, they solidify your life. Both the planets, as I said, are in a T-square with the North Node, and the North Node has been moving progressively through Leo, so really is a time when are you going to take centre stage? And the call is for you to take centre stage, but to do it with emotional maturity and emotional security, hence why you've got to clean up what's going on with the moon in Scorpio. The moon is also forming a connection, a sextile, to Saturn, and Saturn's in its own house. So here it's about taking your feelings and emotions seriously once you've cleaned up the confusion or the intensity of the emotions, and grow in emotional security and maturity. Now, we have all of this going on, as I said, in fixed signs. But Pluto, Saturn and Mars are all in the 10th house of Capricorn in a cardinal sign. So it's very much a sense of action, but action whereby you're demonstrating authority, you're positively using power in a transformative way. And we've seen this and will continue to see this played out with what's going on in Korea. This auspicious time and occasion and season, because we've had the two leaders come together to form this common agreement around the denuclearization of Korea, so that the peninsula becomes unified. And we've all seen the pictures beamed around the world. I don't even watch TV, but I did catch it on the internet, just in terms of the awakening of leadership in Korea, that after 65, 67 years of hostility, that there's been this consciousness that is rising on the peninsula. So it's a phenomenal thing. We've got Pluto, which is power, but it's regenerative power. It's going through the earth sign of Capricorn. Saturn is there, so Saturn's at home, and Saturn and Pluto represent power. Saturn in particular about governance, governments, authority, and so there's the stabilizing of authority, but it can't be stabilized until it has been regenerated. We also have Pluto and Mars forming a conjunction in Capricorn. So Pluto and Mars are the co-rulers of the moon in Scorpio. So with these two signifiers, Mars is about the assertive energy that's needed, that you can start articulating your feelings and your emotions. And Pluto here is the double signature about the need to transform your emotions so that you can rebirth something that gives you a sense of status and authority. So it's a very powerful and transformative time. Pluto is at 21 degrees of Capricorn, so this is reflective of a Sagittarian quality. And if you think about what is taking place here in Korea, both of the leaders and the developments are calling for international support from leaders from across the world. So watch out world, the transformation is taking place in Korea. So we're seeing this public display of how astrology is showing yourself in terms of transformation. And you can reflect that back. There is power in your own transformation that leads you to demonstrating your personal authority. We also are seeing a sense of unification because Saturn forms a sextile with Neptune. So both Saturn and Neptune are in the signs that they rule. Neptune's there in Pisces, Saturn is in Capricorn. And so just think about it, Saturn in Capricorn, so it's very earthed, very boundaried, it's about solidity. But it's up against Neptune, and Neptune is about water. So here we have the diffusion of boundaries and barriers and borders. And it's a case of how do you now think about what limits you in your life. So we have this wonderful full moon, so over the next 24 to 48 hours, think about your plans, your ideas, that you can relinquish the past and step into your present in a powerfully grounded way. So that's it, beautiful people. That brings me to the end of this episode. And it brings me to a quote by Ted Kennedy. And he said, "What it is that divides us pales into significance in terms of what unites us." So in your own personal life, think about what is it that divides you from unifying your life. So as always, beautiful people, comments, questions, answers in the comment box below. Anything pertaining to this episode, would love to hear from you. Feel free to share this episode with anybody in your network, and you can like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you again on the next episode where I'll be sharing some news. So take care and bye bye.